This year, we mark the 10th anniversary of the most devastating terrorist attacks ever carried out against the United States. And we remember the nearly 3,000 innocent people who lost their lives on September the 11th, 2001. Now, like all Americans, I will never forget where I was on that tragic morning. And a decade later, it's still difficult to think of the images of 9/11, which have been seared into our collective memory and become an indelible part of this nation's history. As a native New Yorker, it's especially painful for me to see the gaping hole in the skyline of Lower Manhattan, where the Twin Towers once stood and where a memorial to the victims of the attacks will soon be open. But at its core, the anniversary we observe every September the 11th is about far more than the buildings that our enemies brought down or the damage that they inflicted on our fellow citizens. It's about honoring those that we lost. It's about celebrating the heroism we witnessed on that fateful day. And it's about the resilience that the American people have shown since. It's about finding ways to serve those most in need. And, as we look to the future, it's about renewing our commitment to upholding the uniquely American values that have always defined and continue to strengthen this great nation. Today, as we pause to remember those who were taken from us so suddenly on that clear autumn morning, let us also renew our commitment to supporting the family members, friends, and the loved ones they left behind, many of whom I have been privileged to get to know in recent years. And let us honor the heroes, from firefighters to law enforcement officers to ordinary citizens who ran toward the burning buildings as so many were racing away. These men and women placed the safety of others above their own, and they demonstrated, in the face of hatred and violence on an unprecedented scale, the quiet power of compassion, patriotism, and selflessness. We are, and we always will be, humbled by their bravery and inspired by their stories. And as we take time to reflect on their sacrifices and pay tribute to the law enforcement officers and military service members who have risen to the challenge of securing our nation over the last decade, we also reaffirm the enduring legacy of those we've lost. A nation that is not only safer, but stronger than ever before. Today, our enemies may be diminished, but significant challenges and critical threats remained. And that's why my colleagues and I, across the Department of Justice and the entire administration, will continue to be vigilant in identifying and combating those who seek to do us harm, and in protecting the safety and the sacred rights of those we are privileged to serve. We have no greater responsibility. As we pledge ourselves to the work of building a more perfect union, let us draw on the spirit of the unity that has helped us, nation, to overcome even the most difficult challenges and to weather countless storms for more than 2 centuries. Let us promote not only safety and security, but also peace, and above all, justice. And let us do everything in our power to ensure that in our own time, in the lives of our children, and in the work of future generations, the stories, the memories, and the rich legacies of those that we lost on September the 11th will never be forgotten. Thank you.